Keddie, California, was the kind of town where nothing ever happened. A quiet mountain community, friendly faces, doors left unlocked. On the night of April 11th, 1981, Cabin 28 looked no different from any other night. Inside lived Sue Sharp, a 36-year-old single mother trying to rebuild her life. She shared the small wooden cabin with her 5 children. That evening, Sue's teenage son, John Sharp, invited a friend, Dana Wingate, to stay the night. They watched TV. They talked. They planned to sleep on the living room couch. In the next room, Sue and her daughter Sheila prepared for bed. The 2 youngest boys were already asleep. Nothing felt unusual. Nothing felt dangerous. But sometime after midnight, someone entered Cabin 28. Not with a gun, not in a rush. Whoever it was moved slowly, deliberately. They knew the layout. They knew who was inside. And before morning came, 3 people would be brutally murdered while 2 children slept just a few feet away. The next morning, 14-year-old Sheila Sharp returned home after spending the night at a friend's house. When she opened the cabin door, she froze. The living room was unrecognizable. Her mother Sue lay dead. Her brother John was dead. Dana Wingate was dead. They were bound with electrical cords, beaten and stabbed repeatedly. A hammer lay nearby. A knife was bent from the force of the attack. Blood covered the walls. Sheila ran screaming for help. Police arrived and confirmed something that made the case even more disturbing. The victims had been attacked one at a time, dragged into the living room, and killed. There were no signs of forced entry. And then came the detail that stunned everyone. 2 younger boys, Sue's sons, were found asleep in the bedroom, alive, unharmed. They had heard nothing. The killers had walked past them and left. From the very beginning, the investigation began to fall apart. Police failed to secure Cabin 28 properly. Neighbors walked through it. Friends entered freely. Critical evidence was mishandled or lost. Blood samples disappeared. Crime scene photos went missing. Even the cabin's phone was ripped from the wall and never properly examined. Autopsies revealed the victims were restrained before being attacked. This wasn't a random act of violence. This was controlled, personal. Investigators quickly learned Sue Sharp had conflicts with people in town, arguments, threats, people who knew her routine, yet leads were ignored. Interviews were poorly conducted, and within weeks the case began to grow cold. Families demanded answers. Police offered silence. Attention soon turned to 2 local men. One had a history of violence. The other had been seen arguing with Sue weeks before the murders. Both men gave conflicting statements. Both failed polygraph tests. One allegedly confessed to friends, then retracted it. Years later, a hammer was pulled from a nearby pond. It tested positive for human blood, but by then, both suspects were dead. No arrests were made. No charges were filed. Rumors spread that the case had been deliberately buried, that mistakes weren't accidental. Was it incompetence, or was someone being protected? To this day, law enforcement refuses to answer key questions. Cabin 28 was eventually demolished. The ground where it stood is now empty forest, but the case refuses to disappear. Sue Sharp's family still searches for justice. True crime investigators still uncover contradictions, and unanswered questions remain buried beneath decades of silence. 3 people were murdered, 2 children slept through it, and no one has ever been held accountable. This is why stories like this matter. If you believe these cases deserve answers, if you want carefully told, deeply researched true crime stories, subscribe to this channel, because silence protects killers, and truth deserves a voice. Stay safe.